Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA video, we're going to be taking a look at 15 hidden details and secret features that you might not have noticed from the leaked GTA 6 gameplay footage. So just like in previous videos, I'm not going to be able to show you any of the footage or link to any of it, so I'm going to do my best to sort of visually describe it to you guys. And what I want to start with today is the diner robbery scene. So this is where Jason and Lucia are working together, and they're actually robbing a diner called Hank's Waffles, which I'm pretty sure is a parody on Waffle House. If you've ever been to that restaurant, seen its interior, you'll know that Rockstar pretty much modeled it exactly after that. This scene in particular, we get a lot of dialogue from Jason and Lucia. And the other clips, we don't get to hear their voice all that much. So these are all the voice lines from Jason that you can hear. He says, "Don't mistake kindness for weakness. Oh, you'll be dead before you know it. Don't test me. No one wants me to use this. I'm itching for a reason. Try anything and I'll kill you. Don't make me okay. Hey, look at me. I shoot one of you, I might have to shoot all of you, and then don't piss me off." So these are the lines of dialogue that he says as it looks like our player is controlling Lucia. So essentially, this is just him trying to do crowd control in the robbery scene. That's kind of what it looks like right there. And if it wasn't obvious enough, it also looks like that Lucia and Jason are going to be in a relationship together. That Bonnie and Clyde style romantic relationship, because you can actually hear him say, "Let's get out clean, baby, come on." And he's using the word baby more romantically rather than just like a hell yeah, baby or something like that. So it really does seem like they care for each other and they are in a relationship together. And Lucia's lines are, "Open it, come on. How's it looking? How you getting on? Open up the register now. Don't move. Don't get any ideas. Stay right there. Who wants to be next?" So I know those lines of dialogue don't give us a ton of details on their backstory, but I do think one thing's clear. They're very comfortable being common criminals and robbing this diner. They don't seem nervous or anything like that. So it looks like these types of crimes are stuff they've committed for some time now, and they are definitely in a relationship together, that's for sure. Now, one other thing we see in that diner scene and throughout some of the other leaked footage is the cover system is so much smoother than previous Rockstar games. Rockstar made a huge jump from GTA 5 to Red Dead Redemption 2 with the cover system, and things have gotten even better, it looks like, in GTA 6. And it kind of looks like it's going to be similar to The Last of Us by Naughty Dog, where you can actually walk up to a wall or object to get in cover instead of pressing a button. So it's going to be more natural. Instead of walking up to a wall and you're literally face to it and then you get into cover, the second you get close to a wall, the game will identify, hey, they're looking to get in cover, and they'll do it automatically, which makes things feel a little bit more realistic than having to push a button to do it. So I do like that. Another thing that is also extremely realistic and detailed is clothing. We saw this with Red Dead Redemption 2. If Arthur or John wouldn't shower or bathe or change clothes, or they fell off their horse in the mud, it would become a whole lot dirtier. And you see the exact same thing here. There's sweat, dirt, wrinkles. All of these are noticeable while wearing clothing, specifically on Jason's. You can see like the sweat lines around his neck and under his arms. Obviously, we're going to be in Florida, Vice City. It's hot, it's humid. All things you would expect to see if you're performing a robbery or just outside. Now, another thing you were able to notice from the robberies, it looks like there's an actual button that allows you to surrender to police. So in GTA 5, you can be wasted, which is if you're killed by the police, and in very rare situations, you can actually be busted by the police. So this is when you have a lower wanted level, and you just sort of passively like surrender to them. But it looks like there's going to be a button to surrender. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, why would anyone do that? There must be some reason to do that that lets you off easier. So meaning you'll keep more of your money, or you won't lose your weapons if you surrender, which I know doesn't make sense. The police would still want to take your weapons, but maybe there's a higher penalty for being busted or wasted. And if you surrender, you'll end up getting less of a penalty. Will definitely be something to test out once the game actually arrives, if that feature continues to make it into the game. A couple of other things that I noticed, apparently there's going to be yard sales in the game. Now, I also saw this, like, are the yard sales just going to be dynamic little events that you can pass by, Or are they literally going to be pop-up shops that you can purchase something from? Like, for example, one of the weapons in the game is like a golf club or a golf driver. You could find one of those at the yard sale and potentially get it cheaper than at one of the stores, allowing you to save money on one of a melee weapon or something like that. I could see the yard sales being potentially interesting, that's for sure. It also looks like you can possibly get banned from stores. This is sort of a build off of Red Dead Redemption 2. Like if you went into a town, you shot up the whole town, you robbed every store. If you came back the next day, like everything would be closed. You wouldn't necessarily be banned from it, but it would be closed and you'd lose access to the store. So I wonder if it's going to be something like that. You rob it, you might be banned from it until a certain amount of time ends up passing. I love those dynamic elements that it looks like they're bringing over from Red Dead Redemption 2. It also looks like there's going to be a murder mystery, very similar to Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. In the files of the developer menu, there's something called Missing Tourists with different locations. And one is actually called Missing Tourist Trophy Room. So again, this really does sound like a murder mystery or a serial killer, like what we saw in RDR2, where you had to sort of find all those clues around the map, and then it eventually led to this creepy, like, underground serial killer lair. So it'd be nice if Rockstar did more mysteries like that. It also looks like there's going to be some realistic injuries or an extensive injury system, because there's also one category in the dev menu called concussion. So I'm just trying to think how this could play out, and I kind of went back to GTA 5. Let's say you had a motorcycle, you brought it up to the top of Mount Chiliad, and you said, man, this would be fun to drive all the way down. But halfway down, you fell off and you bonked your head on the side of the mountain. You died. You're transported to the hospital. But you wake up with a concussion now in GTA 6, so everything's more fuzzy or the screen's shaking for a little bit. Essentially, it would give more consequences to the way you end up dying or getting injured or brought back to the hospital. So not every death would look exactly the same. I know that's getting pretty realistic, but I could see that as a cool feature. This is just kind of a random nugget, but the lighting in the game looks absolutely amazing and also incredibly atmospheric. And this is going to be really important, not only in Vice City with the sunsets, the beach, the changes in geography, as well as the other parts of the world like the ocean and the Everglades. The lighting is going to be very important. And what we've seen so far, even in its early developmental alpha stages, the lighting looks absolutely great so far, which has been awesome to see. It also looks like at one point in time, Jason and Lucia will use a motel as a safe house, which does make sense considering they're Bonnie and Clyde and they're supposed to be on the run. And so if they're constantly on the run from police, they might need to use these like shady looking motels as sort of their little hideouts so that they can stay safe and get the heat off of them for a little bit. There's also multiple files in the game called camper spots with different locations. So we may get our own camper, and this could be the GTA 6 version of campsites in RDR2, where the Vanderlyn gang moved from, Van Horn to all the other different spots in the world when they were trying to escape the law. This might be something very similar where they're going to be on the run, and it's the modern day version of campsites in a camper van. And I can definitely see Jason's character using a camper. That's for sure. I think he would look pretty funny driving one of those. So just something to think about. That might be the way Rockstar keep us on the run. It also looks like there's some files related to character personality, such as romantic chaotic, romantic cool, pragmatic chaotic, pragmatic cool. So there's definitely going to be some RPG elements and romance elements to the game. I think obviously because we're a couple, your relationship with Lucia and Jason, vice versa, I think it's going to be important and might actually have some different benefits or features depending on which one you are. And last but not least, as we're diving through all the files, one other thing I noticed, there's a bathtub and shower in Jason's apartment. So just like GTA 5 and RDR2, it looks like you're going to be able to bathe, get yourself clean, you filthy animal, and you'll be able to commit crimes more smoothly and smelling fresher, that's for sure. But anyways, that right there is 15 hidden details and secret features that you might have missed from the leaked GTA 6 gameplay. Once again, I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Let me know if you noticed any other details that we did not get to discuss in this video today. You can let us know what you saw in those comments down below. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.